bitches, welcome back to my channel. I'm sitting here once again with the love of my life. How are you?
I'm good. I know we got a lot to talk about.
We do. I have my notes right here. And the first thing that I want to talk about is the Do We Know Them podcast. Jesse and Lily have been reached out to by another legal team. And this time around, it has to do with Alex Earl. When Brooke Schofield got exposed for all of her tweets at the same time that that was going on, Alex Earl was getting exposed for some like Ask FM messages that she had from like way back in the day.
I haven't heard about that in forever.
I'm not exactly sure what Ask FM is.
It's kind of like, what is that thing? NGO?
Oh, the anonymous thing?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, apparently she has some like racist things that were said over there. I'm not exactly sure. I have seen people talking about this over on TikTok. I have not seen anybody with them like actually in their TikTok video, and I kind of wonder if it has something to do with what's going on with the Do We Know Them podcast. They said that they got contacted by Alex Earl's legal team because over on their like Reddit, they have no affiliation with this Reddit. They do not run it. They do not moderate it. They make it very clear like underneath all of their posts. Apparently, when all the Brooke stuff was going on, people were like, well, Alex Earl has her own like shady ass past when it comes to this kind of stuff. Posted them over there. Legal team says it's violating Alex Earl's copyright.
Us people who have a lot of money and just trying to make things go away. Alex Earl had her lawyers email us. I have to say it. I can't keep it in.
It is the weirdest shit I've ever seen.
They emailed us, first of all, thinking that we have any control or association with our subreddit, even though it is stated multiple times on every single post that we have no affiliation with that. We don't moderate it.
Yeah.
We don't have any access to it. And either way, her lawyer contacted us and said that we have violated their copyright.
Oh, no. We have violated like a dozen laws,
rights. Yeah,
according to
it
this
gave
email,
Janet a little
including
bit.
like money laundering or something. Like it's Janet level, like you're gonna go to jail for years. Like, but it was
you're
the
wondering
weirdest shit
why
ever.
this would even happen, because we haven't spoken about Alex Earl in a while. It's because someone posted on our subreddit on the like heels of the Brooke Schofield stuff. Well, Alex Earl apparently has her fair share of a past with using the N-word a lot on her Ask FM. And so people posted screenshots of that in our subreddit. And her lawyer said that they have a trademark to that, which is like, you trademarked her Ask FM things? Like,
Literally,
what?
I was like, oh, that's a creative tactic.
Right? Like,
and I was actually
interesting.
talking to Becca about it, and we were like, not obviously, it's like really shitty and awful that she was using the N-word, but like her situation isn't even close to what Brooke is.
How can you do that? Like, you can't limit somebody's free speech that way. Like, who does Alex Earl think she is? Like, she has all the money in the world, but like, girl, everybody caught it though. You see how quick she was to post that acne video?
No, we have all been saying this for a good long while that whenever Alex Earl is involved in like some major scandal online, you're gonna get a video about her acne and how she's gonna go back on Accutane and all these products she's been using, the facials that she's been getting, because that's her way of seeming relatable, because she has shit skin when she doesn't take care of it. She has like a lot of acne, and people are like, I see myself in her. Girl, we haven't heard about that acne in a good long
On
while.
what
Now all of a
level
sudden,
is Alex Earl relatable to anyone? She has all the money in the world. She parties with all these famous social influencers. Like, she's not relatable at all. That to me is like when people used
How
to
did
say
they-
that Jaclyn Hill was relatable when she was using Tom Ford.
I just don't understand the whole like violating a copyright thing. So you're saying that you went back and like did that to Ask FM, the things that she was saying way back then?
How-
That's so weird.
That, in my opinion, is them basically saying, you need to shut up. We don't want you talking about this. And if you don't, like, we're going to come after you.
I did think it's a little funny that when Jesse and Lily were talking about this, they threw a little shade at Janet
Yeah.
because they were like, this is some like Janet level shit with the things that they were being like accused of, the different laws that they were apparently breaking. There was like 12 of them from a Reddit
Did
that they don't even
like
have
a
anything to do
magnet
with.
on them that attracts like weird attorneys?
I don't know.
Like, Janet is like really
I don't know.
crazy.
I just don't understand what it is with these attorneys and trying to accuse everybody of like extortion.
Because they went to
Shit.
school and they
Like,
think
what
they
the
have a
fuck?
little bit of power, girl. They think they
Girl.
can run and walk all over people.
Everybody's
It's-
apparently
no.
extorting everybody in these streets. So the next person that I want to talk about is the creepy groomer father that we talked about in my video. I think it was my last video. The one with the daughter over on TikTok. She's like 20, 21 years old. They do TikTok dances. And
Very
it's just a
odd.
very inappropriate seeming relationship that they have. The whole internet
Uncomfortable.
has been clocking it. This has gone extremely viral.
What is this?
Sarah, will you wear this ring as a sign and a promise to God and to me to remain pure until the day you're married?
Yes. That is gorgeous.
Give me your left hand. Okay, this ring will remain on your left.
It has gone so viral that the man and his daughter have sat down for a video. I don't really want to talk about that one in this one because I want to do like a full reaction to it.
It's a lot.
However, he uploaded a 10-minute long video where he was just kind of like trying to dispel some rumors because he was like, this went extremely viral. We don't understand how that happened. And there's been these people that have been making videos about us. Did confirm for everyone that he does in fact have two brothers that have both been convicted of sexual adult, and if you actually look into them, the addresses that are on their court records is the address that this family is actually linked to. So people are very concerned, very concerned.
There needs to be a sign in their yard, about a
There should be.
10-foot tall sign that says that predators live there, because like 1 is already too much, but 2 in one place and verging
2
on
in
3
one
with
family.
this guy, like
2 in
let's
one
be
family.
for real.
He uploaded in this 10-minute long video, he said that he of course still talks to his brothers because they are his brothers and those are their crimes and they are not his. He's really trying to distance himself from like the creepy allegations, but he's digging himself like an even deeper hole. He said what people are saying about them online, 50% is true. The other 50%, partially true. And I'm just sitting there thinking to myself, well, what people are saying about you is that you're trying to diddle your daughter and that you're having inappropriate relations with her and your wife is just a cuck and is sitting there watching this.
Girl, it's so weird.
What is the partially true? Because if anything is partially true about that, you need to be in prison, sir.
The people that seem to think that I'm in love with my daughter, you guys are stupid. Simple as that. I mean, come on. Really? And just because we don't vehemently respond to every comment that says we're a couple, I thought deleting and blocking people that said that would get to clue that we are not, and that we are completely abhorred and appalled that people would think that. But apparently we have to say it publicly. So this is me saying it publicly. We're not. I love my daughter. That's it. She's my daughter. If it appears like we're a couple, that's not on me. That's you guys thinking the wrong thing. And I'm sorry if we're close enough to appear to be a couple. We're not. It's never crossed any boundaries. It's never crossed any lines. We're just father-daughter. Hello. I didn't think I needed to say that, but apparently I did. So anyway, got off on a tangent again. This was longer than I expected. Sorry guys, but we're going back to what we do best, and that is to be positive, loving, kind, and hey, people don't like it, they don't have to watch.
I don't know if you're gonna bring it up or show the picture, but the nighty,
I got it right
the
here.
nighty girl,
I got
like
it right
that,
here.
that
I
sent
do.
me.
There was a picture posted by the daughter, who again is 20 or 21 years old, and she said that they were going to be having a daddy-daughter date. Now, if you look at this photo, it looks like she's standing in a hotel bathroom, like kind of like a La Quinta is what it looked like, maybe like a
real
Best Western,
skeezy.
something like that. Well, this dress that he bought her for this daddy-daughter date, it seems to look like a nightie. Or like a little bit something that you would like wear.
It looks like
in the bedroom.
lingerie, girl.
It does, lingerie for sure.
And I feel like we've all heard daddy-daughter time before. That just like really just makes me feel icky all over.
I would just love to retire daddy-daughter time and never say it. It just gives me the creeps.
This is the opposite of
It
boy
does.
mom. This is girl dad.
This is girl dad. No, this is a little bit more.
But you know what even grosses me out more? There's just as many people defending this as there
Oh, yeah.
are calling this guy out, which
Oh,
is
yeah.
really bothersome to me.
You know what's a little weird about this is during all of this drama, when they're getting called out on social media and their videos are going viral, they just so happen to have like a family trip planned and they're like out of town. Could people be investigating some things, you know?
I feel like multiple investigations need to be led on
Why
this.
would you want to live in a house that is registered to someone who has been convicted of sexual assault and things like that? Oh, and by the way, the charges are for under the age of 16, so...
Birds of a feather, they flock together, I'm
Girl,
telling you.
The next people that I want to talk about is Alissa Violet, Tana Mongeau, Brooke Schofield, FaZe Banks is thrown into this as
Good
well
Lord.
because Alissa Violet has finally uploaded like a full-ass YouTube video discussing the drama that she had with Tana as well as Brooke and some like other people as well. I watched this video because somebody uploaded it over on TikTok and I was just like skimming through it. There were some parts that I was actually on Alissa Violet's side and I was like, this is actually handled very well. And one of those things has to be when she addressed the mean girl narrative that was like pushed out about her. I still think she's a mean girl, 100%, and I think there's a lot of people that would still confirm that about her. However, she said that a lot of these people that are making videos about her saying that they met her at like a house party or something and she was mean to them, she said, yeah, because at the time that you were trying to be my best friend, you were literally trying to either my boyfriend or you were my boyfriend. And then later that night, they were still trying to be her best friend and be like all girl pals and all that kind of shit.
I actually had a really good conversation with her on the phone, and I thought she was like a super sweet, well-rounded person with good intentions and a good heart, a good head on her shoulders. I actually followed her on TikTok right after that call. I thought she was cool. Never in my life would I think that this woman would completely 180 flip-flop on me and go off on her next podcast. So fast forward to their episode, they proceed to bully me and write a poem about me and share stories and come to the conclusion that I'm the meanest girl in LA after they already slandered my name and came up with false accusations. Tana, I didn't realize that you had such a problem with me. We've always been cordial. I've never said anything bad about you to this day. I could have said something when you hooked up with my ex, when you tried to continue to hook up with my ex after we broke up, when you married my other ex on camera after I came out about my abuse with him. So I've stayed fine with you throughout all that, so I'm confused where all this is coming from. To be clear, I don't have a problem with you when I could have for a very long time. Okay, so moving forward. The entire theme of this is that Alyssa's a mean girl, right? But they're leaving out some very important context of a 2016, 2017, 2018 peak toxic LA clout culture with vultures every which way and everyone's fake trying to ladder climb and use everyone to get to where they want to be. And B, everyone during this time of my life was trying to use me for one thing or another. Guys were trying to hook up with me, older business people were trying to finesse me and steal from me. Girls were trying to be fake nice and interested in being my friend when realistically they just wanted a career from me, and half of them were either actively my boyfriend at the time, and the next day, sometimes even the same night, approaching me and trying to be my friend. So I'm not gonna sit there and pretend to be nice to these people. I was cordial and I gave these people way more respect than they ever deserved. I was so young and insecure and in one of the most toxic relationships of my life. All of my boyfriends were cheating on me with the entire county of Los Angeles, not to mention New York and Miami. I started companies with people, I got screwed out of contracts, money withheld, and I genuinely thought every single person in the world was fake and phony and out to get me and was gonna take advantage of me once again. I had the most insane trust issues, and to this day I still do, which I'm obviously been working on, which I'm proud of. I'd be surprised if I wasn't a little bit jaded after everything I went through. So yes, I have historically been a bitch, and that was on purpose. I wanted to be so unapproachable and scary that nobody would ever fuck me over again. After being over and taken advantage of 1,000 times over, it was the only defense mechanism that I had left. And I don't want to spin this into me being a victim or saying that this is justifying anything, because it's not. But for those people to drag this mean girl persona thing with those parts missing is absolutely insane. And to anybody who I was rude to in person who didn't deserve it, and I know there must have been a few, I genuinely am very sorry. I know that wasn't right, and I'm 100% taking responsibility for that.
So I understand why she was being mean.
I believe that there is a little bit of validity to that, what Alissa Violet is saying, because if you remember, it came out that Brooke was in Tana's man in Tana's house. Brooke was Mindy. Brooke was Mindy, and that's crazy to me.
Name.
This kind of messed me up because I was really rooting for Brooke before all this shit happened. I feel like she was really, really, really on a high, but like Alissa Violet is humbling her ass. All I'm saying is it's weird for Alissa Violet to come out after Brooke gets canceled so hard and then like double down and poke her some more, girl.
But you know what? Who could be mad at it? Because all those other influencers do it to everyone that they have beef with.
They do.
Every single time Jeffree Star's getting dragged for something, here comes
oh God!
on the fucking like.
Speaking of the devil, he's over there on TikTok right now trying to rewrite history.
Oh, is he?
Yes.
Oh, that's strange. So FaZe Banks actually clipped Alyssa's video, the part about the mean girls, and he tweeted it out and said, "Tana is literal family, and Alissa is my ex-wife. Love them both to death. However, it would feel wrong to not speak on the recent drama. I saw firsthand what Alissa described her life to be like in LA during this time. She makes valid points. Literally, there are random LA girls who I've slept with making TikToks about how Alissa was rude to them. No shit. I'm not proud of any of it. Alissa and I are and have been in a great place for years. She's definitely not perfect, none of us are, but she takes accountability for most of that here. Valid response to the mean girl narrative, and I'm proud of her." And Tana actually responded to this as well, because I guess that she texted FaZe like when this went out, and she was like, "That's not what happened." She put out a screenshot of a text that he said, "If you want to address this, then you can." She said, "I got with Banks before he even knew Alyssa's name, and that's 1 out of 100 of her lies. Done laughing at her shit." So I think that Tana's gonna go after Alissa on the podcast.
You know what though? If Tana does, that just proves that what she did with Brooke when she threw her under that bus was bullshit.
Oh, well, it was. I mean, come on. We all think that what Tana said about Brooke on that podcast when she didn't have Brooke on was some complete bullshit.
Girl.
Especially just with like the name of the podcast and everything that Tana Mongeau has been canceled for.
She wants to go out and be like all kumbaya because she saw Brooke got her ass handed to her, right? If she pops back off at Alissa, like she's already doing it. Like this right here shows you that Tana don't give a She will tell you whatever you want to hear to keep you watching her shit. That is all Tana does.
So Alissa went on to throw a little bit more shade at Brooke and kind of like expose her from some things and also expose Tana for some things. First of all, she said that she had a phone conversation with Brooke and she thought that everything was like squashed with her and they were like on a friendly term and she thought that she was actually a really cool person. She said that Brooke told her on the phone that she has to kind of like tiptoe around because it's Tana's podcast. Tana gave her a career and she doesn't have any editing rights, so she has no control over what happens on the podcast.
I believe it.
The other thing that she said is that Brooke told her, as well as a few other people, that some of the stuff that they talk about on that podcast is completely fabricated just to get like the views.
Co-host Brooke, that Tana gave you a career, when in fact I texted who you said gave you a career.
Whatever. I go on Just Trish yesterday or day before yesterday and I say my piece. I say, listen, I don't think this is a nice girl. I don't think that what she did to Paige was nice. I don't think that she's the one to call out anyone for being mean because I've had personal experiences with her being mean. I've seen her be mean to other people. I know that she can't keep a friend. That's just the vibes. She texted me yesterday and
that's
said,
what I'm saying. If it was like Nora Smith calling me out, like I'd go look in the mirror. You know, like you're mean.
This is what she says, Tana. Girl, you are so messy. I just saw a clip from Trisha's podcast and I am so sad. I thought we had a good talk and you said you understood my point. I did understand her point, okay? That we aren't supposed to be cyberbullying. But my point was...
We're not.
Of course. Well, this is the thing. That is the point. We're not supposed to be cyberbullying. But my point was you are a cyberbully. You're a cyberbully. Anyway...
Remember that movie?
She said, you completely 180'd with what you told me originally. It's very disappointing. Also, you made up a few random lies about me out of nowhere. It was interesting. I distinctly remember how we spoke on spreading misinformation, fabrication can be damaging and harmful, and you agreed. Yet, you completely
You said I saw my hole, I don't.
But, well, that's what she's talking about. She's talking about how I said that she had inquired about OnlyFans to you.
David's pool isn't even that great either. Like, I'm sure the YMCA downtown honestly has the same pack.
This is what got me really bad, Tana. She said... I understand you have to publicly defend your co-host who gave you your career, but to throw me under the bus after you privately told me something so different is wild. I sincerely hope these paychecks are worth your morality, girl. Unfortunately, there's a reason nobody wants to come on the podcast, and this is a huge part. Actually, Alissa, you want to come on the podcast. You asked me yesterday, you weird bitch. Sorry. Anyway, I said, Alissa, be so for real. I said, you called me and you said your piece. We had a very condescending conversation and I told you straight up that I stood behind my video and I'm sorry that I got the words wrong and you didn't call her a whore. That's the truth. I said, I think you are mean. I think you are mean and I think that you're dismissive and I think that you made that video about Tana with complete deliberate intention to get her hate. Messy is coming out of a social media break just to condemn Tana in defense of Jason Nash of all people. I said, bless your heart, messy is not the word. And I said, I reached out to Tessa because I do love and I respect her, but you've been rude to me 100 out of 100 times I've met you, and you called me to delete a video just because you knew it was getting tractions, in your words, just because I'm having a viral moment. So you reap what you sow. I said, be nice.
I love you reap what you sow.
Be nice and people would be nice. And I don't even know if I want to read her MLA formatted novel, but...
Poor grammar, by the way. I read it today. It's like you got bigger fish to fry.
It's up to you.
Comma, period.
I don't even know. It's really not worth it, but it's like, it's just stupid. And I finally sent her a voice memo where I told her, I was like, listen, what you're not going to tell me is that I'm defending Tana because she gave me a career. I'm defending Tana because I hate that people come for you on the internet because you feel like an easy target because they know that they can get people to rally behind them. But now's not the time.
This is all alluding to the conversation Brooke and I had on the phone a week prior where Brooke said the words, and I quote, I have to be careful because it's Tana's podcast and she's pretty much gave me a career, so I don't have any editing rights, end quote. Brooke said that. I didn't. I think that's mean. I would never tell somebody that. Brooke also stated her distaste for the gossip and drama surrounding the podcast and hates spreading misinformation.
Another thing that Alissa said in this video, because she was getting dragged completely across TikTok and social media in general, when she defended Jason Nash. And she said that Tana was just being a mean girl and why are you ragging on Jason Nash who's making a living? She said he was making an honest living over there on TikTok as he has kids that he has to support, all that kind of stuff. People lost their shit on Alissa for that because obviously Jason Nash has been very inappropriate with Tana Mongeau when she was under the age of 2018, among all the other shitty things that Jason Nash has done. Like, please don't let it just stop with the Tana Mongeau.
Yeah, he's done plenty of things.
She basically said that she did not know, like, the past with him and Tana and, like, all that kind of stuff, so she did apologize for that.
Sorry, I need the light. Then I continue to see Tana post targeted and incessant hate videos to other creators on the platform. One of them was an older man that happens to go live a lot, so she would constantly belittle and harass this man to send her a large fan base to go and make fun of him and bully him pretty much. Now this didn't sit right with me for a number of reasons, so being in the community as a fellow creator, I decided to respond to her TikTok with my own, saying, hey, let's not bully someone for trying to make money, you know? Not everyone can take a nude photograph on OnlyFans and make $1 million like you, Tana. And that was misconstrued as being shady and contradicting. I meant no shade with that. So after I posted that video, I woke up and I realized that I messed up tremendously. I wasn't aware that this creator had a past with Tana. I'm aware that he had a very public relationship with another popular creator, but that's all I knew. Although I'm also friends with this creator off camera, it wasn't until after I posted my video that I became more familiar with this creator's past, and for that, I genuinely do apologize. For not doing my research, I jumped the gun, and I spoke on something that I shouldn't have, and for that, I am sorry. Although my video is misinterpreted, my original intentions do stay, and I'm sticking with that. I don't believe in shaming or bullying other people, and I don't believe in misinformation or slander of any kind. Podcasts can be so toxic and dangerous because everything turns into a he said, she said scenario because there's no fact checking. I could technically go on a podcast and fabricate an entire story about somebody and speak as if it's a fact, and the internet would just believe me, and my audience would go and attack that person. I don't think that's fair, and I definitely don't believe in weaponizing a fan base.
I have to call bullshit on that. How the f are you going to say that you're friends with Jason Nash and Alissa? You've been around in the influencer sphere for a good long f***ing while now. You've been around since a lot of that shit was f***ing going on. You're going to tell me you're running in the same f***ing crowd and you have no f***ing idea anything about Jason Nash, anything of the f***ing past that he has? Girl.
Just alone, him begging is enough for him to get canceled. All the shit with Tana and all of that, Alissa knows. She knows. But you know this is just going to get bigger because Tana's going to pop off just like we anticipate. And people are going to start canceling her even harder because that's just going to reflect and show that she don't give a fuck she'll say anything.
Well, girl, she's literally... Tana right now is over on a yacht, and she uploaded a video to respond to this drama about how she's, like, demure, because we have the demure trend that's going on over there. She's sleeping on a yacht, has the ocean outside of her window, and that's her response.
Yeah.
So.
Do you see how I wake up on my yacht in Ibiza? Very demure, very mindful. Do you see how I wake up next to the waves? Very demure, very mindful. Do you see how I call it Ibiza? Because apparently that's what I'm supposed to do. I am not like you other girls. I listen. Do you see how I just took a shit on my yacht in Ibiza and used the bidet? Very demure, very mindful. I wake up and I put on my matching set. I am not like you other girls. Do you see how I walk up the stairs on my yacht in Ibiza with my vape in my hand because I am an addict? Very demure, falling, very mindful. Do you see how I find my boyfriend and kiss him good morning on the water? Very demure, very mindful. Do you see how I bring my best friends with me? Very demure, very mindful. Do you see how my bodyguard limits me from drinking? Very demure, very mindful.
Very considerate. You see how the exes get along? Very.
Do you see how Paige is working with a glass of champagne in her hand? Very demure, very mindful. Do you see how the boat has magnetized places for the glasses so they don't spill? Very demure, very mindful.
You see how the panels drop down? Very rich. Very mindful.
That is how Tana is healing from Brooke's problematic tweets. But also, speaking of Brooke, I saw that she was posting over on TikTok and just doing like very like short videos, kind of like dancing with like her friends or whatever. People are commenting underneath that like, why are you online? Why are you not offline? She kind of popped off of them and was like, well, I've addressed this. I have also said I'm working on myself and I'm making the steps to heal and to work on my, like, however the f she worded it. But she's like, what am I supposed to be doing right
Yeah.
now? Like, what do you think I'm supposed to be doing? And that honestly is a good question.
Like, why should she have to remove herself from the internet? Like, if you don't want to watch, you really don't have to watch. I'm going to make a prediction now. I think that Brooke and Tana are going to end up really having an argument. And I feel like Brooke's going to come out victorious.
I don't think that Brooke is going to be going back to the Cancel podcast.
I think that she'll come up with her own podcast or join another one, and they'll probably end up passing Tana. Watch.
Girl, Tana might just end up canceling the Cancel podcast. So with all that said, everyone, that is it for this video. We hope that you did enjoy it. Please leave us whatever emoji you want to down below.
favorite.
I was going to say a boat because Tana's on a yacht.
Well,
I was trying to think of something a little bit more shady.
Would you
but
go
I
out on a boat?
No.
You don't like boats?
I do not like boats. I do not like water that I cannot see the bottom of. I do not. And even if I can see the bottom of it, if it's really f***ing deep, I'm not going in it
Yeah, I hate
because
that.
the things that are in the water are a lot f***ing faster than me.
Yeah.
So therefore, I'm not going to get eaten by a shark on this day, okay? And we will see you guys all in the next video. Bye.